Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Tuesday evening from Castleton today. It's Region 1 Baseball on yourliveevent.com as the Central Cass Squirrels and the Kindred Vikings are ready to clash here today in Castleton. I'm Chase Miller with you, and welcome to our pregame show where it will be a Kindred home game. This was scheduled to be played in Kindred, but due to the weather and Mother Nature and rain that came through Sunday into Monday, the field was a little too wet. But with the brand new turf here in Castleton, they said, come on down. You guys can play the game and still get the contest in regardless. And in doing so, Kindred will be the home team on the scoreboard. Well, the visitors on the scoreboard here today will be the Central Cass Squirrels. Central Cass 9 wins, 4 losses on the season, 6-3 in the region, going up against the Kindred Vikings. The Vikings sit at 8-4 in the season and 6-2 in Region 1 play. When we come back after this, we'll take a look at how the two teams have got to this point of the season, what happened earlier when they met in the month of April, that and more is still to come ahead of the opening pitch and the starting lineups today here in Castleton. This is Region 1 Baseball on yourliveevent.com.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms, saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage, our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Well, earlier this season, these two teams played back on April the 8th in a Region 1 contest in which the Kindred Vikings came out on top 6-1, so they're +5 when it comes to a potential run tiebreaker. Kindred right now, if they do win this game, they really control their own destiny at being the number 2 seed in the tournament. Central Cass can still easily be the number 2 seed. They're just a half game behind the Kindred Vikings, but they need to win this one and possibly win by 5 or more runs to try to earn that tiebreaker if these two teams have finished with the same region record. They also played a second game in which the Kindred Vikings lost to Central Cass 8-1, but again, the Region 1 counter going to the Kindred Vikings earlier here in the season. Third matchup between these two teams, and just like early in the month of April, they will play 2 games, a Region 1 counter, then if you want to call it a B or a JV game, you will still have varsity players out there, just a matter of getting some guys in some different places. For the Central Cass Squirrels over the last couple of contests, they hosted 2 quality teams in Thompson and Grafton. All 3 teams of that triangular and Central Cass made the state tournament last year on the Buffalo City in Jamestown. They lost to Thompson by a final of 6-3, but beat the Grafton Spoilers 3-2 during that stretch on Saturday. They've won 3 out of 4 games here for Central Cass, including the sweep of the Enderlin Eagles back on April the 24th, 10-0 and 14-3. Dustin Maggio, the head coach here today for the Squirrels, on their white uniforms. The Central Cass in red with the red numerals here in the red sleeves for the Squirrels. Well, for the Kindred Vikings, head coach is Scott Milbrandt. Taking a look at what they did at the Enderlin Baseball Classic down at Hendrickson Field on Friday and Saturday. On Friday, they lost in 5 innings against Hillsborough Central Valley, in which those games were just held to 5 innings with how many teams they had in a short amount of time. But they lost to the Burros 11-9 on Friday, beat Hatton North with the Thunder on Saturday 7-4. In the Region 1 contest recently for the Kindred Vikings, it was a true region doubleheader against the Lisbon Broncos a week ago tonight in Kindred, in which they lost 5-2, but then Castleton beat Lisbon 14-9 in the second game. Then they defeated the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers on April the 24th, 13-1 at Oak Grove. That's a look at how the Kindred Vikings have fared to this point of the season, and alongside the Central Cass Squirrels as well. When we come back after the break, we'll take a look at the latest Region 1 standings ahead of our opening pitch and the starting lineups today. This is Region 1 Baseball in Castleton on your liveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Tonight here on yourliveevent.com, we continue with the particulars here today as the Region 1 standings look like this. Northern Cass right now all in control of the Northern Cass Jags, all in control of the Region 1 standings at 9-0 so far here on the season. From there, the Kindred Vikings sit at 6-2, currently second in the region. A half game behind them is Central Cass, currently third in the region, tied with the Lisbon Broncos, also at 6-3. Oak Grove is currently in fifth with 4 wins and 4 losses. The Oaks Tornadoes are tied for 6th with the Hankinson Pirates at 1-7. Then the Enderlin Eagles from there are 1-8. So again, Northern Cass is first, followed by the Kindred Vikings, number 2. Central Cass is tied with Lisbon at number 3. They do own the game in hand currently with the Broncos, so they're third and Lisbon is 4th. Oak Grove is 5th, followed by Oaks and Hankinson tied for 6th, and Enderlin currently at number 8. May 14th will be the first day of the Region 1 baseball tournament. Seeds number 1 through 4 will host, and May the 16th will be the second day at Starion Field. And that again will be on May the 16th at Starion Field. So May 14th will be the opening day at the higher seeds. So the battle is to try to put yourself in the best position to host, and then from there, see how far you can climb the ladder to put yourself in a better opportunity to move forward throughout the Region 1 tournament. May 16th, everything will go to Fargo at Starion Field, which is the home to Fargo Post 400. So that's a look at the upcoming schedule as well, as we will have coverage of the Region 1 baseball and softball tournaments for you right here on yourliveevent.com. For the Kindred Vikings, after this game wraps up, they will make their way back to Enderlin for a game on Thursday. Then it'll be a busy next couple of days following that. On May the 8th, they will host the Oaks Tornadoes. May the 9th, hosting Oak Grove. On May the 10th, they will be at Northern Cass, and May the 12th, they'll be down in Hankinson to conclude the regular season here for the Vikings. Well, for the Central Cass Squirrels, on Thursday, they will host the Oaks Tornadoes right here in Castleton. On May the 5th, they will play at Oak Grove, the 6th in Hankinson. Then on May the 8th, they will go up against the Lisbon Broncos. So that's a look at both teams' schedules ahead for both head coach Dustin Maggio and the Central Cass Squirrels and the Kindred Vikings and the head coach Scott Milbrandt. The Vikings out in their blue tops with white numerals and lettering with the white pants here today from Valley Prospects Technology Field here in Castleton. First year of the all-new turf for both infield and the outfield here today. Currently, it is sunny skies and about 53 degrees here in this one. As we will take a quick break, when we come back after this, we'll get to the starting lineups and the opening pitch today between the Central Cass Squirrels and the Kindred Vikings. Again, this game was scheduled to be in Kindred, but with the Kindred having a little bit too of a rain-drenched field, they have moved it here to Castleton today, and they will have two games. The first one will card as a Region 1 counter. We'll have the first one for you again here on yourliveevent.com. That does it for the pregame show. Starting lineups and the opening pitch. That is next.
Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Top of the first inning we go here in Castleton as we take a look at your starting nine here today for Central Cass. They will go like this in the batting order. Keegan Peterson will be batting leadoff, the third baseman. Brody Cagley will be batting second for the sophomore second baseman. Cale Pearson will be batting third for the senior catcher, followed by Noah Muckow, the senior first baseman, batting cleanup. Jack Everson, the junior shortstop, batting fifth, with Ryan Osmanstead, the sophomore right fielder, batting sixth. Easton Holland will be batting seventh for the sophomore center fielder. Grayson Lewis in left, batting eighth for the junior, and Lucas Christensen will be on the mound for the sophomore pitcher. So again, Peterson, Cagley, Pearson, Muckow, Everson, Osmanstead, Holland, Lewis, and Christensen here today for the Central Cass Squirrels. Well, for the Vikings, they'll go like this in the outfield, left to right. Swenson in left, Baumgarten in center, and then Getty in right. Bernier at first base, Grunwald at second. McDonald will be playing short. Sawyer Hess at third base with Graham Hess behind the plate. And then pitching today is the lefty in Eli Mack. So Mack versus Lucas Christensen here on the mound. For Central Cass, this is game number 14 of their season. For the Kindred Vikings, this is game number 13 of their campaign. Calling balls and strikes will be Gareth Hansen, and Chris Larson will be our other official here today in the field. It's high school baseball opening pitch scheduled for 5 o'clock, and we're going to get right to it here on this April the 29th. And just 2 days from now, we will get to May the 1st. I'm Chase Miller with you. Thanks so much for tuning in to high school baseball. Also, just across the diamond, it's Region 1 softball between Hillsborough Central Valley and Central Cass. This one will be on the outer part of the plate, missing for zone first pitch at 4:59. As the Kindred Vikings again with Mack. 1 ball, no strikes on the way to Peterson here, the junior third baseman. And this one will miss for a ball as well. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Normal 7-inning baseball game. If the run rule does come into effect, that'll also come in, as this one at the knee will miss low. It's now 3-0. So Mack trying to find the strike zone here. 3 balls, no strikes. We'll see if Peterson swings the bat. He does not. It's a 4-pitch walk, and Keegan is aboard on the opening batter here for Central Cass. Brody Kangley, the sophomore second baseman, batting second here now for the Squirrels. As Brody Kangley looks down the third baseline to Coach Dustin Maggio, gets the call, and here's the situation. Hit and run, have a chance to have a steal. Maybe a potential bunt. The third baseman and Sawyer Hess playing even with the bag at third. Here's the pitch by Mack, and this one will run in and hit the number 2 of Kangley. And Kangley will get aboard with a hit by pitch. So Peterson is at second base. Kangley's at first, and now there's going to be runners at first and second here in the top of the first inning. And Skale Pearson, the senior catcher, will be coming up to the plate. The Minnesota Twins are in a rain delay down in Cleveland going up against the Guardians. Later tonight, you'll have the Minnesota Wild in their 5th game of their series with the Vegas Golden Knights at 8:30. And tomorrow, the Timberwolves make their way to Los Angeles. This one will work outside for a ball to Pearson, the senior catcher. So far for Peterson, a 4-pitch walk to Peterson, hit by pitch to Kangley. This one swung on a miss for a strike, as it will be 1-1 on the way here to Pearson. So 1 ball, 1 strike as Bernier playing in on the infield turf here today at first base. This one's going to be hit high in the air. We'll see if Bernier has a chance to chase after this one into foul territory, and that one will be down for a strike. Max went right to the dugout, and then the wind kind of took a little bit of that. So it'll be now 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way. Nobody out in the top of the first inning. As the big Central Cass Squirrel logo in center field. Dimensions what they were before, just all turf now today here in Castleton and throughout the course of the summer months, and what will be coming for the youth program here as well. The second baseman in Grunwald trying to keep the runner close. Off-speed pitch will be in the turf, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on the way to the number 3 batter here in the Central Cass lineup. Noah Muckow, the senior first baseman, on the on-deck circle as Mack works with a 2-2. This one will be swung on as the catcher will try to make his way down to third, and sliding in safely there will be Peterson. So it is a strikeout by Pearson, and there's 1 down here in the top of the first inning, but making his way towards third base will be Peterson, as Noah Muckow, the senior first baseman, with a chance to drive in a run here at third base. Kangley at first. Peterson stands at third as Graham Hess is thrown out in time to the third baseman and Sawyer Hess. So Mack looking for another out here. The Squirrels will go on a run opportunity as they will cut this one off in front of second base, as Kangley will easily get into scoring position here, and there's a 1-0 count on the way to Noah Muckow. 1 down here on the Bank North scoreboard in the top of the first inning. High school baseball today here on yourliveevent.com as the infield will come in. 1-0 pitch missing out of the zone. It's now 2-0. Also today, Central Cass softball against Hillsborough Central Valley softball for a Region 1 softball contest. So both of these will be region counters. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike. It's 2-1 to a dangerous senior batsman here for Central Cass. Jack Everson due up on the on-deck circle. Here's the 2-1 count upcoming. 2-1 big swing. Muckow misses that one, now 2-2. So far for Mack, a walk, a hit by pitch, and a strikeout here to the first 3 batters. Central Cass looking to put something out into the outfield here with the 2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, and Mack gets his second strikeout. So back-to-back punch-outs here, and there's 2 down in the top of the first inning. As you'll have the junior shortstop with Jack Everson. Everson trying to drive one up the middle here, bring at least 1 run in with Peterson, possibly 2 with Kangley. As Ryan Osmonstead is the on-deck batter if Jack can climb aboard. This one foul tipped, as will be 0-1. We'll get to the starting 9 and their lineup here for the Vikings. Their first time through in the bottom of the first inning. Central Cass Kindred here today in Castleton. No balls, 1 strike here from the southpaw Mack as he looks to runner Peterson back at third. 0-1 pitch. That'll be out of the zone now, 1-1. Kangley with a hit by pitch, then stole second base, stands in scoring position here today in second. 1-1 offering here from Eli. This would be hit up the first base line. That'll go foul now at 1-2. All late on the swing, able to shoot that one over. And with a softball and a baseball game, we'll see if we maybe get one of these particular balls going to the opposite field potentially. Have to give it a good little rip, but could happen. Here's the 1-2 by Mack. That'll be out of the zone. Fastball up and out. Now 2-2. Central Cass looking for their first hit of the game, and in doing so would drive in at least one, if not two runs. Mack looking for his third straight strikeout. 2-2 pitch, and just will be off the plate as Mack took a step towards the third base dugout. Makes the count full. Will be the first full count here for a Central Cass batter against Mack. Here comes the 3-2 offering. 3-2 will be grounded right back to the pitcher. Mack fires the first baseman. That'll bring Bernier off the base a little bit, but it's 1-3 in the putout, and the first two batters getting on base goes awry. There's no runs, no hits, no errors, and two runners left. We played a half inning on the Bank North scoreboard. Central Cass scoreless with the Kindred Vikings coming to the plate.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Update from the softball diamond, bottom of the second inning. Central Cass 4, Hillsborough Central Valley 1. The Squirrels also are the visitors today on their home turf here in Castleton, as that game was supposed to be played in Hillsborough, but the Squirrels softball team with a 3-run lead. Bottom of the second inning, Josh Boyko on the call on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller with you here today in Castleton for baseball as we take a look at the starting nine here for the Kindred Vikings and their batting lineup. The senior left fielder will be Kylan Swenson batting leadoff. Then you'll have a pair of Hess. Graham Hess, the sophomore pitcher, batting second. Sawyer Hess, the junior third baseman, batting third. Carson Getty, the lefty, will be the junior right fielder in the cleanup spot, with Carter Grunwald, the freshman second baseman, batting fifth, and Max Bernier will be batting sixth. This one missing now the zone 1-0. Jack McDonald, the senior shortstop, seventh. Eli Mack, the freshman pitcher, eighth. And Brady Baumgarten, the sophomore center fielder, will be batting ninth. This one runs out of the zone now 2-0. So Swenson, Graham, and Sawyer Hess, Getty, Grunwald, Bernier, McDonald, Mack, and Baumgartner here for the Kindred Vikings. 2-0 pitch is going to be hit right back up the middle. A sliding play by Kegley at second makes it look easy. Throws across 4-3 on the putout, and there's one down. Nicely done by Kegley going up the middle as Graham Hess will be coming up. Muckow stands at first base. Kegley with the nice sliding play at second. Everson at short. Peterson at third. Pearson behind the plate. Lewis in left with Holland in center. And Osmonstead stands in right here today for the Central Cass Squirrels. One down, bottom of the first inning on the Bank North scoreboard is this one's out of the zone to Graham Hess. It's now 1-0. Christensen, the right-handed pitcher for the sophomore, will work from the stretch. 1-0 pitch, good breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 1-1. And at times you'll see pitchers work from the stretch. Others will work from their normal delivery. Just a matter of comfort and making sure you can throw that ball across the strike zone, as looking to almost go a good foot or two on in front of the plate there was Graham Hess, but he kept the bat back. It's now 2-1. As Christensen works from the mound, the 2-1 offering. That'll be out of the zone for a ball. It's now 3-1. Vikings looking for their first base runner of the game. Swenson able to put a good one right past the pitcher, Christensen, but Kegley a better job at second. 3-1 pitches foul back, and now it's 3-2. In a couple of weeks, we'll be talking postseason when it comes to track and field, softball, baseball. Golf won't be too far from now. Here's the 3-2 pitch. I'll go all the way to the backstop. Pearson will have to hustle after this one, but Graham Hess is bored with a one-out walk. We'll see if the Kindred Vikings can possibly put a run or two aboard now with a walk after they got out of the top of the first inning with a pair of Central Cass batters getting on base to start things off. Sawyer Hess, the junior third baseman, looks up the third baseline with Coach Scott Milbrandt getting the sign here today. As going down the right field line is due west. Going down the left field line pretty much about due south here for our dimensions, as this one will work in at the knee for a ball. It's 1-0 to the junior third baseman. Kindred a busy day as well, hosting a track and field invite out in Kindred. Has taken their lead off of first. Here will be Graham. Being held on by Macau. The 1-0 offering. That'll be in there for a strike. It's now 1-1. Central Cass Squirrels made it the state tournament appearance 4 consecutive years from 2021 to last season here in 2024. They've been the bully on the block, so to speak, in Region 1 until someone can knock them off. 1-1 pitch, good breaking ball in there for a strike. It's now 1-2. Northern Cass, when talking with coaches this season, they all say Northern Cass probably has the most pitching out of any team here in the region. 1 ball, 2 strikes with a runner at first here with Graham Hess as Christensen with the 1-2 fastball. Yes, he did. Got a little foul tip into the glove of Pearson, who makes the catch, and there's 2 down. As Carson Getty, the junior right fielder, will be batting cleanup. But this Kindred Viking club, Central Cass club, and don't count out the Lisbon Broncos as well. They've kind of been your top 4 teams, and then the question becomes once you get to May 14th, if you take care of business, you put yourself in a pretty nice spot going forward. If you can win the first 2 games of the tournament, then you really set yourself up for pitching in terms of trying to get to that championship and possibly being a team that has a game to lose if you do lose one of those championship games. Here goes Carson Getty falling behind 0-1. This one missing through the zone. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. A little different between softball and baseball this season. Softball will have 8 teams. The opening round will be single elim, and then they'll get to the double elimination for the 4 teams that are remaining with the 1-1 offering. That'll run in all the way to the backstop, as making his way to second base will be Graham Hess. So the wild pitch will allow Graham into scoring position here, and it'll be 2-1. For baseball, you have 8 teams, but it will be a true double elimination. So if you do lose on that first day on May the 14th, you will still get May the 15th as a baseball region tournament game. Well, for softball, if you lose on that Saturday on May the 18th, your season will come to a close whether you're the 1 seed or the 8 seed. If you lose that game, you are done. And this year will be a little bit different for softball, with Maple River having their 3rd year of a hybrid of varsity and JV. Lisbon their 1st year of softball. And then you have the Sargent County, Foreman, Gwinner, and Oaks co-op when it comes to high school softball. 2 balls and a strike here with Graham Hess at second. This one will run all the way back to the backstop. Very similar spot of where it missed before, as Graham Hess now on another wild pitch will move up 90 feet. And you'll have Carson Getty just looking to get one in the outfield here and bring a runner on and in. 3-1 is the count as Getty draws a walk. The Vikings will be bringing their 5th batter to the plate, named Carter Grunwald, in the on-deck circle. Getty with a hitter's count. We'll see where Christensen goes here at the 3-1 pitch. Will run in. That'll miss, and it's a 5-pitch walk for Getty, who gets on base. Second free pass for Christensen. And there's runners at the quarters now with Carter Grunwald, the freshman second baseman. We'll see what kind of play Scott Milbrandt puts on here with 2 outs. One thing with the Vikings lineup here this season, they got some speed up and down the lineup where it doesn't matter where, you can probably feel like a guy's going to go. And here goes Getty. Pearson's throw will be cut off by the second baseman. And getting into scoring position will be Carson Getty. So similar spot that the Squirrels found themselves in the top of the first inning, unable to drive in a run. It'll be 1 ball and no strikes, as Christensen would like to do that to the opposition here in the bottom half of the frame. Good spot at the knee for a strike. It's now 1-1. Runner at third is Graham Hess. Carson Getty stands at second. 2 down with Carter Gronwald and the 1-1 pitch here from Christensen. Christensen sees this in for a strike. It's now 1-2 for the Squirrels in the top of the second. 6, 7, and 8 batters due up here for Central Cass. The 1-2 offering here from Christensen, who looks back the runner at third, and the 1-2. Off speed, got him out in front. Going to be a tough play, but that'll go up the first base line and foul. That might not be the worst thing for Christensen. If that stays fair, it would have been a close play at first, but we'll keep it at 1-2. That's for the Kindred Vikings and the Central Cass Squirrels. You get to the month of May, and you hope that your schedule is about as good as it can be, where you don't have to play a bunch of double-header counter games, and they're pretty much on schedule as it stands right now, getting this game in today. 1-2 pitch will miss inside, now 2-2. Just 2 years ago, they had snow in Enderlin for the Enderlin Baseball Classic, which essentially became a Region 1 invite. They told any team that wasn't in Region 1 to go take a hike. We got to get our region counters in. The 2-2 pitch is fouled to the backstop. It's 2-2. That just came up on a memory page about 2 days ago, where they played the outfield snow as the ivy at Wrigley, where they said if you can see the baseball, you're playing the baseball. If it's launched in the snowbank, it's a ground rule double. Don't have to worry about that today here in Castleton. The 2-2 and a nice at-bat here from Carter Grunwald. This will be pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming for the freshman second baseman. Lucas Christensen just one good pitch away from keeping a 0 on the board here in the bottom of the first. As this pitch will be hit on the ground. A 3-hopper towards Peterson. Peterson comes across the diamond, and that one will retire the side to Muckow 5-3 on the putout. So there were no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We played an inning today on the Bank North scoreboard. Scoreless here on your liveevent.com.
Save time, aggravation, and money, the team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Leslie, or Carol to get a quote started today, or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Top of the second inning we go. Both the Central Cass Squirrels and the Kindred Vikings left 2 runners aboard in scoring position in the first inning. As now for Central Cass, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 batters going up against Eli Mack here in the second. Ryan Osmondstead, Easton Holland, and Grayson Lewis due up here for the Central Cass Squirrels. So Osmondstead, the sophomore right fielder, will be batting from the right-hand side against the lefty here in Mack for the Kindred Vikings. Here's the pitch. I'll be in there for a strike. It's now 0-1. 5 batters to the plate for the Squirrels. Mack nearly struck out the side after getting runners at second and third. Got a strikeout of Pearson and Muckow and got a ground out by Everson. Off-speed pitch will be hit up the first base side foul, and it'll be 0-2. Central Cass looking for their 10th win of the season, the 7th in Region 1, while for the Vikings looking for win number 9 of the year and also their 7th in region play. The 0-2 pitch, that'll miss low. It's now 1-2. As Osmondstead right now looking to get on board as Peterson did to begin things off in the top half of the first inning. Check swing did not go through the zone. Good take by Ryan. It's now 2-2. Game that's 20 minutes old today here in Castleton, as both teams are looking for their first base hit here in the second. Off speed, and Mack gets his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon, and there's one down on the swing and miss by Osmondstead. Easton Holland, the sophomore center fielder, will be batting 7th here in the lineup for Central Cass. Going back through some of the tournaments. One state title for the Kindred Vikings coming back in 2011 now with a 3-0 win over the Grafton Spoilers as Mack delivers a strike. Last time the Vikings have made it to a state tournament was 2017 here for the Vikings. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another off speed. It's 0-2. That's the one thing you talk about with coaches, especially at this high school level. Take seeds out of the zone and out of the rhythm once you get to a region tournament. If you can find someone who's on the mound pitching well, as this one is set up the first base line and will shoot foul. Similar to a goalie in hockey, if you can find a really good arm, take the seat out, it might be able to throw an upset on a particular day when it gets to middle of May. It's still a couple more weeks before we get to that point. The 0-2 pitch. This one will be swung on, or a little check swing, now 1-2. Both the Vikings and the Squirrels have put themselves in good positions to host on May the 14th in that opening round. 1-2 pitch will be out of the zone. It's 2-2. Kindred would host the Ball Stars, and Central Cass would host Oaks right now if the season ended today. Here's the 2-2 offering. This one swung on, foul tipped off the glove. They keep it alive here, and now won't be foul tipped. It will be swung on a miss by Holland and off the glove of Graham Hess, who does get the strikeout 2-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down. So for a second, thought it was a foul tip, but it was not, as Graham Hess able to complete the throw down to first baseman in Bernier is Grayson Lewis, the junior left fielder. And Mack right now with 4 punch-outs so far. This would be hit on the ground. A little 3-hopper to Sawyer Hess at third. Goes across the diamond, 5-3 and 1 out. And 1 pitch here for Grayson Lewis, as that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Mack on the mound. We head to the bottom of the second, scoreless here on your liveevent.com on the Bank North scoreboard.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Update from high school softball today. Region 1 play. Central Cass 5, Hillsboro Central Valley 1. Top of the third, Central Cass again 5, Hillsboro Central Valley 1. Top of the third inning on yourliveevent.com with Josh Boyko on the coverage. As we head to the bottom of the second inning here on the Bank North scoreboard, it will be Max Bernier, Jack McDonald, and Eli Mack here. Bank North been a trusted financial partner for generations, helping customers and communities build, grow, and prosper. See what values-based banking can do for you. Visit banknorth.bank. That again is banknorth.bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Max Bernier takes a foul tip to the backstop. It's 0-1. Christensen delivers another off-speed pitch, swung on and missed by Bernier. It's now 0-2. As Christensen trying to do what his counterpart did, and Mack have a nice, tidy second inning here. The 0-2. Strike 3 looking, and Bernier is retired, and there's 1 down in the bottom of the second inning. Jack McDonald, the senior shortstop, will be batting 7th in the lineup. So far for Christensen, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts here on the hill today. As Christensen will look into Pearson behind the plate. Got up in front early on Bernier. And this one will run in. A little chin music there to McDonald. It's 1-0. After a ground out to Swenson, Graham Hess drew a walk, a strikeout by Sawyer Hess. Getty drew a walk with a stolen base and a ground out with Grunwald in the first. The 0-1 pitch, this would be hit up the third baseline foul. It's now 1-1. Region 1 baseball tournament, you might play at 3 different venues here this season. Again, the opening round, something new this year with 8 teams. It used to be with 7. You'd have the play-in to get to 6, and the 6-7 would play in to play-in to get to the rest of the tournament. But with 8 teams, everybody makes it. The 1-1 pitch got him out in front. McDonald swung on and missed. It's 1-2. So May the 14th and May the 15th is what you want to circle for baseball fans out there. And then hope that your team is still live come that Saturday on the 17th. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 looking, and back-to-back Ks here for Christensen. Combined between Christensen and Mack, 7 batters retired via the punch-out here. Now it's pitcher versus pitcher with Mack and Christensen. 2 down, bottom of the second. This will be out of his own missing. It's now 1-0. So 1 ball, 1 strike, or excuse me, 1 ball, no strikes on the way. 1-0 in there for a strike. Good location for Christensen, now 1-1. As Christensen with the 1-1 pitch. That'll miss. Now 2-1. 2 outs here again, bottom of the second inning. 2-1 pitch. This one will be a foul tip. And it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got a little bit of Pearson right there as Gareth Hansen just making sure he's all right as he makes his way around home plate. Here's the offering from Christensen. 2-2, that'll miss. Now 3-2. Brady Baumgartner due up next. If Mack can find a way to get a base knock or a walk. The 3-2 pitch going for some high pitch, and Christensen gets the strikeout, and that'll be the strikeout of the side. So it will be a 3-up, 3-down inning for Christensen as well in the bottom of the second inning. Christensen 4 Ks through 2 innings of work as we head to the top of the third on the Bank North scoreboard. We're still scoreless. It's Region 1 Baseball on YourLiveEvent.com.
Public District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us. Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
The 2 pitchers have mirrored each other so far through 2 innings of work. Mack, 2 innings, no hits. A walk and hit by batter and 4 strikeouts. Christensen, 2 innings of work, no hits, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts today through 8 batters each as we head to the top of the third inning here on the Bank North scoreboard on YourLiveEvent.com. Scoreless here today in Castleton. Lucas Christensen, Keegan Peterson, and Brody Cagley, the 9-1 and 2 batters due up here top of the third inning for the Central Cass Squirrels. Christensen, the sophomore pitcher, will see his first time against Eli Mack. As Christensen, just as Mack a few moments ago, a chance to help his own cause as this one is swung on. It's now 0-1. 6 straight batters retired here by Mack, 4 of them being recorded via the strikeout. The 0-1, this one foul tipped. It's now 0-2. 5 batters in the first, a 3-up, 3-down second. We'll see what Mack has in store here in the top of the third inning. 6-2 Kindred in the region against the 6-3 Central Cass Squirrels. This could very well easily be a potential of who gets that number 2 seed moving forward, as Lucas Christensen was hit by a pitch, and it will be a free pass here as Christensen will take first base as Keegan Peterson is due up now for Central Cass. We go back to the run roll. Central Cass lost to the Kindred Vikings 6-1 earlier this season, so if the Squirrels do win by 4 runs or less, it will be Kindred that would have that tiebreaker against them, as this one runs in and nearly hit Keegan, as it'll be a ball now 1-0. So first things first, the Squirrels would like to win this game and put themselves in a spot where they can be ahead in the win column against the Kindred Vikings and see if you can just get at least a 2 seed moving forward from that standpoint. The 1-0 pitch, runners in a break, good bunt that goes right back as Graham Hess will glove it, making a big turnaround second is Lucas Christensen, but he'll stay put. It'll be 2-3 on the putout on the sacrifice bunt as Peterson is retired, and Christensen will be in scoring position. So in a game that has been tough to get runners aboard here between 2 innings, or at least get a big base knock, the Squirrels play some small ball with the 9-1 batters as Brody Kegley, hit by a pitch with a stolen base, will step up. And Kegley takes a strike, good spot by Mack, outer part of the plate on the lefty-lefty matchup here as it's 0-1. As Mack looks back the runner, that's second here being held on by Grunwald. 0-1 pitch, that'll go all the way in the back and miss Kegley. Kegley had his nearly second hit by pitch this evening. Instead, will make the count even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Just over 50 degrees here today. First pitch just over a half hour old. 1-1 on the way as they're looking for that daylight play. And Grunwald was staying at second base. Mack had a little bit of a leg kick, but able to turn back to second. And we'll keep it at 1-1. Brody Kegley with the 1-1 pitch to Kegley. That'll miss low. Now 2-1 as Kegley trying to see if he can hit something on the right-hand side, bare minimum here. Move the runner up an extra 90 feet, but would like to barrel something into the gap here for the Squirrels and bring that first run in. 2-1 offering here for Mack. Mack will see this miss low for a ball. It's now 3-1. And he got the heart of the lineup due up with the 3-batter in Pearson and the cleanup batter in Muckow on the on-deck circle here for the Squirrels. The 3-1 pitch will be grounded. It'll be a tough play, and this one will go underneath the third baseman. McDonald, the shortstop, down in time. No one's covering third. Here comes the throw, and nicely backed up by Swenson. Otherwise, that would have brought in a run as the third baseman and Sawyer Hess went to go glove it. McDonald came in to scoop it, and by the time he scooped it, Kegley gets aboard with an infield single. Runners will be at the corners, and that'll be the first base knock of the contest as Cale Pearson with a strikeout will make his way to the plate. So Christensen now stands at third base. At first base will be Kegley with the first base knock of the game here for Central Cass. And the Squirrels in a similar spot in the first inning will have one here in the third as this one's going to get by the first baseman Bernier on the throwing error there by Mack. And a run will come in to score. It's now 1-0 Central Cass. And the Squirrels will also get a runner in scoring position here with Kegley on the throwing error. Coming in will be Christensen. It's now 1-0. So tough one there as you're trying to see if you can get an easy out or a cheap out at first base. This one in there for a strike to Pearson. It's 0-1. So Christensen will take the mound his next time in the bottom of the third inning with at least a 1-run lead as this one is fisted back now 0-2. So 1 run across here for the Squirrels. Now can they get that second run in from second base with 1 down here in the top half of the third inning on the Bank North scoreboard. No balls, 2 strikes on the way here to Pearson as Mack will see a time called by Cale. Those are just tough ones throughout the course of the game. You want to pay attention to the runner at first, not allowing him to try to get a steal and get into scoring position. Here's the 0-2. Off speed, that'll miss out of the zone. Now 1-2. Well, for the Squirrels, you get a leadoff batter aboard with a hit by pitch. Got him to second base on that sacrifice bunt. Nice base running to get to third for Christensen, and that throwing error brought him in. Here's the 1-2. This will be hit high in the air down the right field line, but that'll go foul. And we'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Batter number 4 in the inning for the Squirrels. Second time through seeing Eli Mack. The 1-2 pitch on the way. This will be hit on the ground of the third baseman. There is Sawyer Hess. Hess fields it across. That one's not going to be in time. It's another infield single here for the Squirrels. They're hustling down the lines. Kangley will get to third base. It's another infield hit. Runners will be at the corners one more time for Central Cass, and there's still just one down. As Noah will be stepping up to the plate. As Macau here is 0 for 1 the game with a strikeout. Kangley and Pearson, give them credit. The ball wasn't necessarily hit hard, 100 miles an hour, so to speak, off the bat, but they hustled up the first base line, got a couple of infield singles, and it's a hit-and-run opportunity. This one's going to shoot the gap, making his way to second. Now to third is Pearson. The center fielder and Baumgartner will get the relay thrown. They'll hit McDonald at short. McDonald will eat it there, and it'll be a 2 RBI double here for Noah as the Central Cass Squirrels have taken a 3-0 lead. Kangley comes in to score. Pearson comes in to score. Noah with a 2 RBI base knock here to come in, and it makes it now a 3-0 contest. So the Squirrels get a nice crooked run up on the board here, as Macau gets the 2 RBI double. And the Squirrels have put up a crooked number here in the third, as this one is fisted foul by Everson. It's now 0-1. This will be batter number 6 here in the top of the third inning, as Mack works ahead in the count. No balls and a strike. This will miss out of the zone now at 1-1. So for this baseball game right now, the Squirrels, the difference has been this top of the third inning. Gives Lucas Christensen time to get ready to come back up to the mound. Possibly might be coming back up to the plate for the second time here in the top of the third inning. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Everson, who grounded out to the pitcher in Mack his last time up to retire the side in the top of the first. SMB foul, and that'll be 2-2. Busy time when it comes to spring sports once you get to May. You got the end of the school year with some projects and finals coming up for the students. Also kind of getting ready for regionals and a chance to make it to state. The 2-2 offering off speed, that'll miss. A month from now, we will already be in state tournament mode for baseball and softball on the north side of Fargo, May 29th through May the 31st. We will have the postseason for both of those sports. The 3-2 pitch is fisted. That'll go to the second baseman and over the glove of Gronwald. Going up to third base here will be Noah Muckow, and it's a inside-out muscling swing by Everson. And now it's another base knock for the Squirrels. They've had 4 straight as it's runners at the corners with 1 down. So 2 infield singles by Kangley and Pearson, a barreled baseball by Muckow, and Everson got just enough of that one over Grunwald to get it just past the infield here, and it's 4 straight hits. Runners still at the corners and still 1 down. The only out of the inning for the Squirrels was a sacrifice bunt. So Muckow at third, Everson at first. Runner's going to go. The throw is going to go over the second baseman, and Graham Hess is fortunate there that the runner at third, Noah Muckow, just stayed put because he easily could have possibly came in to score. As on the transition on the relay, it just went out of his hands, and Scott Milbrandt going to come on here and talk it over with the infield here for the for the Kindred Vikings. So right now, runners at second and third after the stolen base by Everson. It's a 1-0 count here to Ryan Osmondstead, and Scott Milbrandt just wants to calm, cool, and collect everybody here in the top of the third inning. And Central Cass looking for a win here for the Kindred Vikings, and if they can do so, can put some pressure on to be that number 2 seed. But what Central Cass would really like to do here is defeat the Vikings by 6 or more runs. Then if you end up tied in the region standings, they'd have the tiebreaker between these 2 teams in terms of total runs. But still a lot of baseball left to be played here, just at the top of the third on the Bank North scoreboard. But the Central Cass Squirrels, if you can get a Ryan base knock that you saw from Noah a few batters ago into the outfield, 2 runs will be coming in and have a nice little lead here as the infield will come in. Here's the 1-0. That'll run in, and dancing out of the way is Osmondstead. It's now 2-0. So Mac, 2 and a third innings so far here today. 4 hits. Is this one swung on a miss? now 2-1. Has given up a free pass, 2 hit by batters, and 4 strikeouts. 2 balls, 1 strike on the way here to the sophomore right fielder as Mack looks back. The runner fires and throws a strike. It's now 2-2. Batter number 7 here in the inning for Central Cass. 2-2 offering here from Mack. Looking to get a big second out here for the Vikings. 2-2, that'll miss. Now 3-2 for the Vikings. In the bottom of the third, it will be 9-1 and 2 batters up to the plate. Just what the Squirrels did here earlier here in the top half of the third inning. With the payoff pitch. That'll be a strike 3 looking, and Mack gets his 5th strikeout of the evening. A big out number 2 for the Vikings. But Easton Holland will try to barrel the ball up here for the Squirrels and make it a 4-0 or 5-0 lead with a base knock. Mack sees this one out of the zone for a ball. It's now 0-1. Holland with one of the 5 strikeouts against Mack here tonight. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. It's now 1-1. Well, the Squirrels have been a good inning, but you can make it a great inning here with a 2-out base hit. 3 runs across so far on 4 consecutive hits. The 1-1 pitch, able to hit that out of the zone. It's now 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at second as Everson Macau stands at third. The 1-2 pitch is smothered at the turf there by Graham Hess. It's now 2-2. 2 outs with 2 runners on, and it's a 2-2 count in the third inning. Mack with the pitch. Swung on and missed, and he gets his 6th strikeout. But not before the Central Cass Squirrels played 3 runs on 4 hits. There was an error and 2 runners left on base. We have a new score on the Bank North scoreboard at Central Cass 3. The Kindred Vikings scoreless coming to the plate.
High-tech classrooms. Think about that new pickup you'll soon be driving. Think about decorating your first apartment. Think about that great job that's already waiting for you. Then, think about how you'll be doing all of those things in just 2 years. North Dakota State College of Science, the smarter way to college.
This is Jamie from Park Company Realtors, and I'd like to take a moment to show you around a new development in Kindred, Norman Acres. With a country-like feel, Norman Acres gives you the opportunity to have your own fully outfitted shop or outbuilding just steps away. Residential lot sizes vary between 1/2 and 3/4 of an acre in size, and all lots for residences and shops have no special assessments. Give yourself the space to grow. Pick your spot and plant your roots in Norman Acres of Kindred.
Bottom of the third inning here on the Bank North scoreboard. Central Cass 3, Kindred scoreless. Update on softball. The Central Cass Squirrels with an 11-2 lead. Top of the 4th inning over the Burros of Hillsboro Central Valley. As Central Cass, when it comes to softball right now, might be on the verge of a run rule against the Burros. But here, bottom of the third, Central Cass will be trying to have a nice, tidy bottom of the third inning. Brady Baumgarten due up to the plate, takes the ball inside. It's 1-0. Kylan Swenson and Graham Hess then, second time through the lineup after Brady completes his at-bat. This one in there for a strike on Christensen. It's 1-1. Christensen, 4 walks, make that 4 strikeouts, 2 walks in 2 innings of work. The 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. It's now 1-2. Christensen working from the first base side of the rubber. 1-2 pitch, that'll miss. It's now 2-2. Able to see a lot more turf on the mounds and also at least home plate and a lot of ball diamonds here in Region 1 the last couple of seasons. The 2-2 pitch, that'll be a strike 3 looking, and Christensen gets his 5th strikeout. Christensen with 4 consecutive strikeouts here for the Central Cass Squirrels. He struck out 3 looking out of the 4 that he's retired in a row here. Now will be to Kylan Swenson. Swenson, first pitch swinging, swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Swenson was potentially robbed of a base hit by the nice play by Kegley to begin things off in the bottom of the first inning. This will be hit up the first base line. It will be a 2-hopper. That'll go to Muckow. He'll take it 3 unassisted in 2 pitches, and Swenson is retired here in the bottom of the third. Graham Hess with a walk, able to get all the way to third base back in the first inning and was left stranded there. And Christensen one good out away from getting the Squirrels back up to the plate here in the top of the fourth inning. Hess, first pitch swinging. This one will be a grounder. Kegley will see it here, bobbled it for a second, but able to keep it in front of him enough. 4-3 in the putout. And now for Lucas Christensen, that's 7 straight retired. It's another 3 up, 3 down inning as we head to the top of the fourth. It's still 3-0 on the Bank North scoreboard. Central Cass coming to the plate.
Family Farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop, and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial, and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Top of the fourth inning, we go here, the Central Cass Squirrels. Again, the visitors on the scoreboard as this was scheduled to be a game in Kindred tonight, but with the weather from Sunday night into Monday and just the rain that they had in Kindred at the Ball Diamond, if, quite frankly, Central Cass didn't have this turf for softball, this game would have been moved to later in the week or early part of next week. But since you got some turf and you just allow the Squirrels to be the visitors, the Vikings will get that home plate at bat, and they're able to get this game. And as we said earlier, it's about as close as you can get to being on schedule throughout the course of this season. A lot of times during this stretch, you're playing the teams the second time around in your schedule, but you're really playing them the first time, and then you play a doubleheader where both games would count towards a Region 1 counter. 8, 9, and 1 batters going up against Mack here. Lewis, Christensen, and Peterson due up for the Squirrels. If you're just joining us, 3 runs across in the top of the third inning for Central Cass as this one misses. It's 1-0. The Squirrels got a hit by pitch with Lucas Christensen. He came in to score on the throwing error by Mack, and he came in to score on the top of the third. Then a Muckow 2 RBI double brought both Kegley and Pearson in to make the score what it is now, 3-0. Lewis with a hitter's count, 2 balls, no strikes. Mack will see this one hit in the air. That'll go to right and slice and go over the right fielder's head. Getty taking a big round of turn of first as Lewis. He'll make his way to second. We'll see if he can get third. That'll roll all the way to the wall. Here's the throw in, and that's going to be a sliding triple to open things up for Lewis. As Getty came in at right field, and as that one took a step or two, the ball just kept jumping over him. And by the time Getty could try to reposition his body there in right, it went over him, and that'll be a triple on the way here for the Kindred Vikings. The 5th hit of the game against Mack and the Squirrels is they were doing in the first. They didn't score any runs. They were knocking at the door, but they're knocking at the door in the third. They played at 3, and here they are again in the fourth. Off-speed pitch, that'll miss for a ball. It's 1-0. The Viking infield will come in and try to take the run down at first. Eli Mack looking for another strikeout. He's got 6 in the game, falls behind the count 1-0. Now it's another 2-0 count. So 2-0. Lewis able to see that ball come in the zone and fire it to right. And right now Christensen will be trying to do the same thing here with a 2-0. First strike on the bat here for Christensen, who was hit by a pitch with the first run scored here for Central Cass. Midway point of this Region 1 battle today between the Squirrels and the Vikings here in the top of the 4th inning. 2-1 pitch is popped up. That'll go foul, and we'll keep it now to a 2-ball and 2-strike count. So for the Squirrels, a couple of singles, a double, a triple. All that they're missing right now is a home run for the team cycle. The 2-2 in front. Nice off-speed pitch there by Mack as he gets his 7th strikeout and Christensen is retired. Back to the top of the lineup and third time through with Keegan Peterson. Peterson with a walk and a sacrifice bunt so far here today. Been productive in both at-bats, and that's what you want from your leadoff batter. Move guys around when you can and try to get on base. Looking for the squeeze play. The runner will come down from third. They got him in a pickle here potentially for Graham Hess. Looking to throw back to the third baseman, Sawyer. Sawyer trying to make the tag, and they do, and Lewis is retired at third. So 2 down on the play as Lewis is retired. That'll go 2-5 on the putout. And now Peterson, with nobody on, is heading the count 1 ball, no strikes. Looking for the bunt play. The danger of that, if it's not a straight suicide squeeze, if you're trying to take that little extra lead down the third base side, similar spot to Graham Hess, and a ball that was a little bit out of the zone, so Keegan let it go back for a ball. Now takes a strike at 1-1. If you're the runner at third, you got to read it really well, and Hess did a nice job there as this one's going to be hitting the air. That'll go to left. Swenson will come underneath it, and that'll retire the side here for the Central Cass Squirrels, and a fly out to the left fielder. So no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We played 3.5 today on the Bank North scoreboard. It's the Central Cass Squirrels up by 3 on yourliveevent.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community. One that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Update from the softball diamond. It's 14-2 Central Cass over Hillsborough Central Valley. Bottom of the 4th inning as the Squirrels are leading in softball, and they're also leading here in baseball. Lucas Christensen, 3 innings of work, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts, and is retired 7 straight here for the Central Cass Squirrels. For the Kindred Vikings, they catch a break on that last top of the 4th inning after a leadoff triple. A heads-up play by Graham Hess to get the runner in a pickle at third base, who is coming down the line just a couple extra steps. Able to go to Sawyer Hess at third base and then glove him out on the tag. And then Keegan Peterson flew out to left fielder in Swenson. So for Christensen, on for his 4th inning of work, we'll throw a ball here to Sawyer Hess. It's now 1-0. Sawyer struck out swinging his last time up in the 1st inning, which was the last time the Vikings had runners on here against Christensen. 1-0 pitch, big swing. It's now 1-1. Had a Graham Hess walk and then a Carson Getty walk and a stolen base. They had runners in scoring position with 2 down, and Christensen was able to get out of the jam. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. It's now 1-2. Gareth Hansen calling balls and strikes. In the infield is Chris Larson for our 2-man umpiring crew here today. Here's the 1-2 on the way from Christensen. That's one foul tipped, and we'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. But going back to a lot of ball diamonds, we're starting to see either turf on the mound or turf at home plate. The Lisbon Broncos just got turf at home plate during the season. A 1-2 pitch. Christensen gets his 6th strikeout. Make it 8 straight retired as Carson Getty earned a 5-pitch walk his last time up. Able to see the Vikings this year have turf up the 1st and 3rd base lines, turf as well at home plate with what they've already had for a few seasons with turf on the mound. This one in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Similar to what Lemoore has for their baseball field with a turf home plate and a turf mound. The 0-1 pitch, that'll miss for a ball. It's 1-1. With the Squirrels, it's been Shiloh for many a years. It's had the one baseball all-turf field. Squirrels will be joining them as it's now 2-1 on the way. Sawyer Hess with a strikeout again Carson Getty trying to get on base. The 2-1 pitch. Inside and out swing will make it now 2-2. Carter Grun will do up next for the Kindred Vikings. As Christensen, 6 strikeouts, has a chance to get to number 7. 2-2 pitch. Getty with a ground ball to the second baseman. Kegley able to get in time. Getty nearly beat it at first, hustling up the first baseline. 4-3 on the putout. Antlers 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As you will have Carter Grunwald 0 for 1 today, his last time up to finish things off in the 1st inning. As Lucas Christensen trying for his 3rd straight 3-up, 3-down inning for the Squirrels. The pitch will be missed on the outer part of the plate. Now 1-0 for the Central Cass Squirrels. 2, 3, and 4 batters to the plate in the top of the 5th inning with Brody Kegley leading things off. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-1. 2 down, bottom of the 4th with nobody on. The 1-1 offering. Off speed, a line drive shot to Muckow at first base. The hardest hit of the game potentially for the Vikings goes right to a glove, and Muckow on the line drive. And it's another 3-up, 3-down inning for Christensen, who's gone 4 today on the mound for the Squirrels. As we head to the top of the 5th inning, it's still a 3-0 lead for Central Cass.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms, saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage, our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Top of the 5th inning, Central Cass 3. The Kindred Vikings scoreless. Kegley, Pearson, and Muckow do up here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Max so far, 4 innings of work, 5 hits. He's given up 3 runs. It's been 3 free passes, 2 via the hit by pitch and 1 via the walk, and then 7 strikeouts here today. Kegley's reached base twice with a hit by pitch and a single. He came in after the RBI double from Muckow back in the 3rd inning. This one missing out of the zone. It's now 1-0. Pearson and Muckow, they hard to line up here for the Squirrels, trying to add some insurance runs as this is an inside-out swing. The center fielder and the shortstop will chase after. Then it'll go over McDonald's head at short. Just nicely placed baseball there by Kegley as he gets a leadoff base knock here, and the Squirrels with the runner on to begin things off here in the top of the 5th inning. As Pearson with a strikeout in the 1st, a single with a run scored back in the 3rd, and looks up the head coach to Dustin Maggio here, top of the 5th inning, as Bernier holding the runner on at first base. We'll go through the infield and outfield in a second. The pitch. Runners going to stay put. This one in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Swenson out in left. Baumgartner in center with Getty in right field. As we mentioned, Bernier holding the runner of Kegley at first. The 0-1. Swung on. Up on a fastball. 0-2. Grunwald at second. McDonald at short. Sawyer Hess at third base playing even with the bag. Then Graham Hess behind the plate. No balls. 2 strikes. Mac, love a strikeout here or something on the ground. The 0-2, that'll be out of the zone. Now it's 1-2. As the wind is starting to die just a hair here tonight in Castleton. Take a look back at last year in the Region 1 baseball tournament. The wind was howling back in May of 2024. As that one will miss for a ball. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last season as well, the Costfield hosted the EDC softball tournament after Mickelson was washed out due to rain earlier in the week, a season ago. Going back to Coss Field, we've already seen college games being played on there over the years. We already saw an NDSCS baseball game being played here in Castleton, so the turf is getting its use from both points of view. And there's a strikeout as Mack gets his 8th of the evening. A big one to get Cale Pearson looking, and there's one down here in the top of the 5th. Noah Muckow with a strikeout back in the first. A RBI double his last time up in the third, which plated 2. As Bernier looking for the tag and getting back in safely, there is Kegley. So 4 in the third inning so far for Mack. Here's the pitch. This one will miss and get by Graham Hess there on the pass ball, as you'll allow Kegley to get into scoring position, and it'll be 1-0. So Noah now will have a chance to hit with the runner in scoring position. Got a 1-2 pitch, hit one in the air to left center field. This one is tattooed to straightaway center. That ball is up and that ball is gone. Noah Muckow with a 2-run homer to straightaway center, and the Squirrels have hit for the team cycle as they lead at 5-0. That one to straightaway center field, a no-doubter there for Noah on a line drive shot. He's driven in 4 today on 2 hits. Coming in to score will be Kegley with him, his second run of the contest. As now a 5-0 lead here for the Squirrels. As Everson falls behind the count, no balls and 1 strike, and an early candidate for our Enbridge Energy player of the game right now with the bat of Noah. As this is going to be hit in the air, that'll go to right center field. Getty camps underneath it, and there's 2 down. So fly out to right. But so far, Muckow has been the difference here today with the 2-run homer. Now you have the number 6 batter here for Central Cass. So the Squirrels and on to their 3-0 lead, get a little bit of a more distance game here against the Vikings, as this one misses for a ball. Ryan Osmondstead has struck out looking and swinging today as Mack falls behind 1-0. Here's Eli. 1-0 pitch, that'll miss. It's now 2-0. For the Vikings, 6, 7, and 8 batters, Bernier, McDonald, and Mack are the scheduled batters for Coach Milbrandt in the bottom of the 5th. 2-0, that'll be in there for a strike. It's now 2-1. 5 batters to the plate. A leadoff single does come in to score by Kegley after that 2-run homer from Noah. 2-1 offering on the way here for Mack. This will be up the first base side. That'll go foul. 2-2 is the pitch here to Ryan Osmondstead. As Mack gets the strikeout to retire this side, but not before 2 runs come across on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base to the Noah Muckow 2-run homer. We got a new score on the Bank North scoreboard as we head to the bottom of the 5th. It's Central Cass 5, the Kindred Vikings scoreless coming to the plate.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Tick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
For the Kindred Vikings, some time to get some runs across the board, but it is starting to run out a little bit here as they're down to their final 9 outs of the game. down by 5. They came in with a win over the Central Cass Squirrels earlier this season, 6-1 in a region counter. They were +5 in the run factor. Well, right now that is even between these two teams as Max Bernier takes a strike. It's 0-1. Christensen has been dealing on the mound as this will be off-speed out in front. That'll go to the right fielder here in Osmondstead, who comes in. 2 pitches, and Bernier's retired, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Christensen, 4 1/3 of work, 6 strikeouts with 2 walks as he has retired. 11 straight batters here with a 3-up, 3-down, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning. McDonald, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout looking. Here's the pitch. That'll be in there for a strike. It's now 0-1. Christensen has just found a way to hit the outer part of the plate, get that breaking ball over for strikes. The 0-1 pitch, that'll miss. It's now 1-1. The Vikings just looking to get their first base knock of the game here. They haven't had a runner on since the first. This would be a tough one, but nicely gloved by Christensen, who nearly snow-coned it. Goes 1-3 on the putout, and there's 5 pitches and 2 down here in the inning for Christensen. As Eli Mack will come in to the plate for his second time with a strikeout back in the 2nd inning. So the Vikings been able to put the ball in play here the second time through. A ground out by Getty, a line drive out by Grunwald, went right to Muckow at first, didn't have to move much. A lazy fly ball to right by Bernier, and McDonald puts one in play. But that was a grounder right back to the pitcher. Eli Mack, first pitch, will take a strike. It's 0-1. Both pitchers have pitched fairly well, even for Eli Mack, giving up 5 runs. Just 4 of them have been on 2 base hits. You take those 2 swings out, and we got a whole different ball game right now. A 1-0 game, but right now Christensen is dealing on the mound. The 0-2 offering here to Mack. That'll be out of the zone, missing for a ball. It's now 1-2. So for Christensen right now, a chance to get punch out number 7 of the evening. 1-2 pitch, that'll miss for a ball. Mack works the count back to a 2-ball, 2-strike count. He worked the count full on the only full count of the at-bat outside of a Graham Hess walk back in the first. And this one will be a strikeout. Number 7 is Christensen with another 3-up, 3-down inning. And taking a look at this one, it's 13 straight retired by Lucas Christensen. We played 5 today on the Bank North scoreboard. Central Cass leads it by 5 as we head to the 6th on yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Top of the 6th inning, we go on the Bank North scoreboard in a game that's just over an hour and 7 minutes old here today on yourliveevent.com. It is a 5-0 lead. Go to banknorth.bank. See what values-based banking can do for you. Visit banknorth.bank. That's member FDIC, equal housing lender at Bank North. Central Cass with 3 runs in the 3rd inning, 2 runs in the 5th. Max so far 5 innings of work, 7 hits against, 5 runs. He's given up 3 walks and struck out 8 today. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters of Holland, Lewis, and Christensen coming up here for the Squirrels in the 6th. Taking a strike is Holland, as Easton is 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts. As the Vikings right now find themselves down by 5, Central Cass trying to see if they can get another runner aboard. They were able to do so in the first. Mack, with his only 3 up, 3 down inning, was in the second. And then the Squirrels put 8 batters to the plate in the third. This one will be swung on and missed. Now 1-2, and then a leadoff triple. Grayson Lewis was caught at third base, so there's just 3 batters in the fourth. And then the Squirrels sent 5 batters to the place, but that 2-run homer by Noah Muck out, a straightaway center, got the game to where we have it now here at 5-0. As Holland work from the rubber, Mack will work from the rubber here, looking against the righty Holland at the plate. The 2-2. That'll be strike 3 looking, and Mack gets his 9th strikeout. Back-to-back Ks via looking, and there's one down here in the 6th. Grayson Lewis. 1 of 2 today with a triple back in the 4th inning that went over the head of Getty and Wright. Was patient, got ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes, and put one into right. This one will be swung on and missed. It's now 0-1. High school baseball today here in Castleton. A Regional 1 counter for both of these two teams. This game could go a long way of determining who will be a potentially top 2 team in the region. Coming into play today, Northern Cass is perfect at 9-0. 2 games in the loss column ahead of Kindred and 3 ahead of the Central Cass Squirrels, in which they already took the season series against the Central Cass Squirrels last week. 2 balls, 1 strike on the way to Lewis. That'll miss for a ball. It's now 3-1. So for Lewis right now, good hitter's count as he saw last time up in the 4th. 3-1 will miss for a ball. And Mack has his 4th free pass of the contest. And the Squirrels have a runner on here in the 6th. Central Cass has had a runner on in every inning outside the 2nd here tonight. Lucas Christensen 0 for 1 with the run scored and hit by pitch back in the 3rd inning. Struck out his last time up, swinging in the 4th and taking his lead off of first. Here is Lewis. Mack will see this miss for a ball. It's now 1-0. We go through these teams in terms of seniors. You got Erdman alongside with Larson, Stone, Swenson, McDonald. Stone got injured earlier this season against the Oaks Tornadoes, as this one is hit up the first baseline. That'll go foul. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Now for the Central Cass Squirrels, Pearson, Newdell, alongside with Thompson and Noah Muckow. Here the seniors this year for head coach Dustin Maggio and the Squirrels. 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 9 batter here in Lucas Christensen. Then back to top of the lineup and 4th time through here for the Squirrels against Mack. As Lewis looks at the runner at first, or Lewis taking his lead at first, and this one by Mack. That'll miss for a ball. It's now 2-1. And for the Kindred Vikings right now, cannot afford to give up any more runs if you want to mount a comeback here in this one. Is this one missing out of the plate? Now 3-1. And so far in what Christensen has been locked in on the mound here for the Squirrels. 3-1 pitch. That'll miss. A 5-pitch walk, and runners will move up to 1st and 2nd. Back to Keegan Peterson here. And for the Central Cass Squirrels. Here's the spot they were looking for to open the door up a little bit here in the 6th inning with the bottom of the lineup. Get on base and see if Peterson, Cagley, and potentially Pearson, if he can come up to the plate and get some runs across. Runner's going to break from 2nd on his way to 3rd. Here's the throw that'll go into left field. Swenson will come back, and it'll be a stolen base in the way for Lewis. Christensen will advance on the throwing error there by Graham Hess, and runners will be at 2nd and 3rd. So Christensen was not going on the double steal, but once that got to left field, then he went to 2nd base in scoring position, and the infield comes in. The 0-1's going to be hit in the air. That's just straightaway center. Baumgartner will come in. The runners are both looking to tag. The lead runner will come in and score, as they'll make sure the secondary runner will stay put at 2nd. It's a sacrifice fly for Peterson, and the Central Cass Squirrels have taken a 6-0 lead. Nice piece of hitting there by Peterson with an out, just trying to get something in the outfield as Lewis comes in to score. It's 6-0 with 2 down here in the, or make that, 1 down, 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. This one swung on and missed. It's now 0-1. Kegley has reached base all 3 times with a hit by pitch and a pair of singles here this afternoon. So no balls and 1 strike. 6-0 your score for Central Cass after the sacrifice fly. This is going to be hit up the third base line, but it goes foul. The Squirrels have left 4 runners on base so far here today, where the Vikings, they've just left 2. That was back in the first inning. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 down here to Kegley as Mack looks back the runner, and he will stay there at second base. And Christensen, I'll say, walks haunt in baseball, and they have here today for the Vikings. After a 1-out walk with Lewis, he came in to score. This one will be swung on, but it'll go all the way to the backstop. The runner from third base will, at second base, will make his way to third here, and Christensen taking the big run around, and he is going to be thrown out at second. So Kegley strikes out, then he gets thrown out 2-4 on the putout, and that is the third out of the inning to retire this side. So Mack gets his 10th strikeout of the game, but for the Central Cass Squirrels, they do add a run here in the 6th. 1 run off of no hits. There was an error and a runner left on base. As we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, it's Central Cass up by 6.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Bottom of the 6th inning here on YourLiveEvent.com. 9-1 and 2 batters are due up here for the Kindred Vikings. Lucas Christensen, 5 innings of work, 2 walks and 7 strikeouts so far on the mound, and he's retired 13 consecutive batters here for the Central Cass Squirrels as well. As Christensen has a chance to mow down the Vikings here in the bottom of the 6th. Well, for the Vikings, just looking to get a base runner on and seeing if they can disrupt that rhythm that Christensen has found himself in. They haven't had a runner back on base since the first here for the Vikings. As Baumgarten, Swenson, and Graham Hess here due up for Kindred. For Central Cass, 3 runs. So for the Vikings, just trying to do the old adage of it just takes one. Just trying to get one batter to the plate, one batter on, and see if they can get a little line going as Central Cass did back in the 3rd inning on consecutive lineups. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way to the number 9 batter and make that 2-0 upcoming to the number 9 batter. 2-0 pitch. That'll miss for a 3-ball count. And this will be the first 3-ball count since it was a full count to Mack back in the bottom of the 2nd. 3-0 pitch. It'll be a 4-pitch walk, and the first runner aboard here for the Vikings since the first. So a runner at first, and only Kylan Swenson as the Vikings trying to mount a comeback here in the 6th inning. If you're Kindred, it's simply put, get an out, get a run. If you can do that math bare minimum here and get the run before the out and allow Central Cass to score nothing in the 7th. But this will run in at the hands, and Lucas Christensen, 5 pitches and 5 out of the zone. Haven't really said that today here for Lucas. Runner takes his lead off of first, and Baumgarten. This one will run in and hit Swenson. So first 2 runners aboard here in the 6th inning for the Kindred Vikings. Lewis in left field, Holland in straightaway center, and Osmondstead stands in right here for Central Cass. Peterson at third base with Everson at short. Cagley at second. Muckow stands at first, and Pearson behind the plate here for the Squirrels. Lucas Christensen will have his first hit by batter. So runners at first and second right now with nobody out is Graham Hess, the number 2 batter. First pitch swinging, lines one into right, but this one will go over the head of Osmondstead in right field. Coming in to score will be Baumgartner. He'll be waved on in. Swenson going to be waved on in as well. Here's the relay by Cagley at home. He will not be in time, and it's a bases-clearing extra base hit for Graham Hess. And the Vikings have new life here in the 6th as it's 6-2. A 2 RBI base knock here for Hess, as it will be a double. Then he'll move to third base on the throw home. And now you have Sawyer Hess 0 for 2 today. This one in there for a strike. It's 0-1. First hit of the game for the Kindred Vikings is an extra base hit for Graham Hess. Now it's 0-1 to Sawyer. And we saw that in right field earlier with Getty. Now with Osmondstead here is nice breaking ball by Christensen at 0-2. Playing in a little bit at right field where that ball got a little bit carried to it and went over the right fielder's head. No ball, 2 strikes. This would be skied. The center fielder, Holland. He's going to come in short right center field. Here comes the throw, and staying put here will be the runner at third base with Graham Hess, and there's one down. So the first out of the 6th inning, that's 6-2 after that Graham Hess 2 RBI double and a large run again. Stands at third base. This will be hit right back up the middle. The shortstop in Everson is there, goes across. It is a productive out regardless for Getty. He'll get the run driven in as Graham Hess comes in to score 6-3 on the putout, and now it's 6-3. As we alluded to earlier, if you can get a run before an out, that's what the Vikings were able to do here. 3 runs across so far here in the 6th as Carter Grunwald will step up, the 6th batter to the plate here for the Vikings, the most they've sent here against Lucas Christensen. Nice play by Everson there at short. 2 down, 6-3. This one will be fouled off of Carter Grunwald and make it 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike on the way here with Max Bernier due up next. If Grunwald can find a way to get aboard here in the 6th, that'll be out of their zone now, 1-1. Well, for the Central Cass Squirrels, they'll be sending Pearson, Muckow, and Everson, the 3, 4, and 5 batters to the plate. And 6-3 is your score on the Bank North scoreboard. As this one's going to be hit down the left field line as Peterson gives it a chase, but that'll go foul into the visitors' bullpen here. That's now 1-2, and taking a little bit of a play there is Peterson. Looks to be all right. Almost got the wind knocked out of him as he was hustling after that one. But looks to be okay. Just ran out of real estate there up the third base and left field line here in Castleton. Christensen looking for his 8th strikeout. We can get Carter Grunwald here, who line drived an out to first baseman, and Muckow his last time up in the 4th inning. 1-2, strike 3 looking, and there it is to retire the side. But for the Kindred Vikings, they have cut the deficit in half. They get 3 runs across the board. On just 1 hit, there were no errors and nobody left on base. A new score on the Bank North scoreboard as we head to the 7th. It's Central Cass 6, the Kindred Vikings 3 on your liveevent.com.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
High school baseball today here on YourLiveEvent.com. As we head to the top of the 7th inning, we'll have a new pitcher here in the game, as Schliemann will now be at second base. Grunwald goes to shortstop, and McDonald will be on the bump here now for the Kindred Vikings. So Matt goes 6 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 walks, and 10 strikeouts here today, as McDonald will come on for the final inning here for the Vikings. This one will be in there for a strike. It's now 0-1, and for the first time tonight, the Central Cass Squirrels are going up against a right-hander on the mound. Here's the 0-1 that's hit up the third baseline. That'll go foul at 0-2. So Swenson, Baumgartner, and Getty again still in the outfield. Sawyer Hess at third base. Graham Hess at first. Behind the plate with Max Bernier at first. Schliemann at second, and Grunwald stands at the shortstop position here for the Vikings. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2, that'll be out of the zone. It's now 1-2. While in comparison for the Central Cass Squirrels, you have a chance for Christensen to potentially work a complete game here. But first, we got to see what we get in the bottom of the 7th. Off-speed pitch, McDonald gets the strikeout, and Pearson is retired, and there's 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Noah Muckow with a pair of extra base hits, a 2 RBI double in the 3rd, and a 2-run homer in the 5th to straightaway center. As McDonald, nice breaking ball in there for a strike at 0-1. No balls and 1 strike here with 1 down in the 7th. This also in there for a strike. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, that'll miss out of the zone. A final in softball earlier today. Central Cass winners in 5 over the Burros, 18-3. So 18-3, Central Cass gets the win over HCV. Central Cass looking to add to that here in baseball, but back-to-back punch-outs by McDonald, and there's 2 down. So Everson comes up here trying to figure out the riddle. That's McDonald so far. Through 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. Now it's Everson. As McDonald looks back. And another breaking ball in there for a strike as he spin it well. It's 0-1 for the Vikings. They'll have their 6, 7, and 8 batters due up here in the bottom of the 7th. Now it's 0-2. They cut the deficit from 6-0 to 6-3 in the 6th to give themselves a better chance to try to come back here. Well, for the Squirrels, see if they can get some 2-out magic going here in the 7th. 0-2 pitch just out of the zone. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll miss. Now 2-2. Twins baseball against the Guardians still in a rain delay in Cleveland in their 4-game series after defeating the Guardians last night. This one is going to be a potential of a CNI single, but a better defensive play there by Schliemann coming into the game and making a nice snag at second. 4-3 on the punt out, and McDonald with a tidy 3 up, 3 down, 7th inning. As we head to the bottom of the 7th, it's a 6-3 contest with the Vikings coming up with their final 3 outs here on your liveevent.com.
Job that's already waiting for you. Then, think about how you'll be doing all of those things in just 2 years. North Dakota State College of Science, the smarter way to college.
This is Jamie from Park Company Realtors, and I'd like to take a moment to show you around a new development in Kindred, Norman Acres. With a country-like feel, Norman Acres gives you the opportunity to have your own fully outfitted shop or outbuilding just steps away. Residential lot sizes vary between 1/2 and 3/4 of an acre in size, and all lots for residences and shops have no special assessments. Give yourself the space to grow. Pick your spot and plant your roots in Norman Acres of Kindred.
Bottom of the 7th inning, 6, 7, and 8 batters due up here as Max Bernier lead things off. 0 for 2 today. Lucas Christensen has gone 6 innings of work, 1 hit, 3 runs, 4 walks, and 8 strikeouts here this evening. Here's the pitch by Christensen. That'll miss out of the zone. It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to the junior first baseman. Bernier will see this one out of the zone. Here's the 2-0 offering to the junior. That'll miss as well. It's now 3-0. The Vikings earned a walk, a hit by pitch. You got a double by Graham Hess. That's where the most of the damage went up in the 6th. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. It's now 3-1. Max Bernier trying to do what Brady Baumgartner did in the 6th inning, which was draw a walk. This one will be swung and a miss. Now 3-2 as Christensen able to come back and make the count full after back-to-back strikes. Here's the payoff pitch from Lucas. 3-2 is going to be hit in the air. That's going to go to right, and the right fielder barely has to move, and Osman instead, and there's 1 down. Jack McDonald again goes from shortstop to the pitcher. And then from there, you're going to have the junior varsity in Schliemann on the on-deck circle here. We'll be hitting in the spot for Eli Mack. 1 down, bottom of the 7th. Squirrels 2 outs away. Might be 1 out away as this is a lazy fly to left. Coming in there is Lewis, and there is 2 down. As now you'll have Schliemann. It's up to the junior varsity second baseman as he comes in again with Schliemann here for the Kindred Vikings. And then from there back to Brady Baumgarten. After that, if Schliemann can get aboard the lefty here, he will take a strike. It's 0-1. Lucas Christensen trying to do what he started, looking for a complete game win for the Central Cass Squirrels. The 0-1 pitch in there for a strike. It's now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Christensen looking for his 9th strikeout. And he got it, and it's a complete game for Lucas as Central Cass will come out victorious 6-3 in a complete game here today in a game that goes 1 hour and 34 minutes. Your final on the Bank North scoreboard, Central Cass 6, the Kindred Vikings 3. Winning pitcher of this one will be Lucas Christensen, while the losing pitcher of record will be Eli Mack here today. The Vikings and the Central Cass Squirrels. The Squirrels improved to 10-4 on the season, 7-3 in the region, while the Kindred Vikings dropped to 8-5 on the season and 6-3 in Region 1 play. We're back with a look at our final line score and the final numbers after this here on your liveevent.com.
Family Farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop, and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial, and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Since its beginning, the Central Cast Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cast High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cast Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcastboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcastboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
As we come back on our post-game show, the Central Cast Squirrels, 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 5 runners left on base. While for the Vikings, 3 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, and they had no runners, 2 runners left on base here for the Kindred Vikings here in this contest. As we take a look at the final numbers again, making their way through here in this one, the Central Cast Squirrels, Keegan Peterson at the plate was able to reach base once with a walk, a sacrifice bunt, and a sacrifice fly. Goes 0 for 1 with the run driven in. Brody Kegley here today with a pair of singles, a hit by pitch, 2 runs scored here for Kegley as he would finish 2 for 3 from the plate. Pearson would go 1 of 4 from the plate with a single and a run scored back in the third, and then Noah Muckow had the 2 big base hits for the Squirrels, a 2 RBI double in the third, a 2-run homer in the fifth with a pair of strikeouts, goes 2 for 4. Jack Everson with a single, he would go 1 of 4 today. Ryan Osmond said 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, the same for Easton Holland. Grayson Lewis would reach base in the 4th inning with a triple and a walk and a run scored back in the 6th. He would go 1 of 2 today, and Lucas Christensen reached base twice on a hit by pitch and a walk with a run scored. Lucas Christensen, the winning pitcher of record, 7 innings, 1 hit, 3 runs against, 4 walks, and 9 strikeouts here for the complete game win for Christensen. For the Kindred Vikings, Skyland Swenson goes 0 for 2 with a run scored, hit by a pitch back in the 6th. Graham Hess goes 1 of 2 today with a 2 RBI double in the 6th inning with a run scored and a walk. Sawyer Hess goes 0 for 3. Carson Getty goes 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base. Carter Grunwald 0 for 3 today. Max Bernier 0 for 3. Jack McDonald goes 0 for 3 as well. Mac 0 for 2. Schliemann 0 for 1. And Brady Baumgarten goes 0 for 1 today with a walk and a run scored. Eli Mack, 6 innings of work, 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 walks, and 10 strikeouts. McDonald in relief, an inning of work with 2 strikeouts here today in a game that goes 1 hour and 34 minutes. The Central Cast Squirrels, 3 runs in the 3rd, 2 runs in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th. For the Kindred Vikings, their 3 runs came in the 6th inning. Christensen came in to score in the 3rd after a throwing error by Mack. Muckow had a 2 RBI double in the 3rd inning to make it 3-0. Muckow then had a 2-run homer in the 5th to make it 5-0 in favor of Central Cast. A sacrifice fly by Peterson made it 6-0. The Vikings would come alive in the 6th after a Graham Hess 2 RBI double and then a Getty ground out, but that brought in Hess from 3rd base on the run driven in, and that would be your scoring here today in this one. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, our Agassi Precision Egg Play of the Contest, and more is still to come here in Castleton.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com, local voices from local radio.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
As we get to our Player of the Game and our Play of the Contest here today on YourLiveEvent.com, a kind of 1-2 tandem combination. The Player of the Game here, we're going to give it to Noah Muckow, again with that offensive couple of base knocks. He goes 2 of 4 today with 2 runs scored and 4 runs driven in. The 2 RBI double and 2-run homer to straightaway center in the 5th. Noah Muckow is our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That is Enbridge.com. Our Play the Contest goes to the pitcher of the Central Cass Squirrels and Lucas Christensen. A complete game, 7 innings of work of one-hit baseball. Outside of the 6th inning, he nearly took care of business here today in terms of minimizing Kindred Viking batters. He retired 13 straight at one point from the end of the first to the top of the 6th inning here for Christensen. Christensen is our Agassi Precision Egg Play of the Contest. Again, just 1 hit, 3 runs, a couple of walks, and a hit by pitch in the 6th came back and hurt Christensen. But again, he just allowed just 1 hit here in this one as he goes the distance in the complete game. Lucas Christensen is our Agassi Precision Egg Play of the Contest. Agassi Precision Egg reminds you to watch out for farm equipment on the roads during the planting season here. Your local precision planting dealer, Agassi Precision Egg in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. For the Central Cass Squirrels, again 10-4 on the season, 7-3 in the region. They will play next, hosting Oaks on Thursday. Then have games at Fargo Oak Grove on the 5th, at Hankinson on the 6th, and hosting Lisbon on the 8th. While for the Kindred Vikings, they will make their way to Hendrickson Field in Enderlin on Thursday, then host the Oaks Tornadoes on the 8th, and Fargo Oak Grove on the 9th coming up here next week for Scott Milbrandt and the Kindred Vikings. Make sure you go to our website, yourliveevent.com, for more games and conversations throughout the week. And the yourliveevent.com Coaches Show, we will have Tommy Butler of the Central Cass Squirrels for track and field on. Coming up tomorrow, we'll talk with Mike Hendrickson of the Lions All-Star Basketball game. Also from there, we'll talk with Sam Johnson from Northern Cass and have our senior spotlight with John Millay with the Minnesota State High School League. That's the Coaches Show tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I'm Chase Miller, repeating tonight's final. Central Cass now improves to 10-4 on the season, while the Vikings are 8-5 after the Squirrels' 6-3 victory. Lucas Christensen picks up the win. Eli Mack tabbed with the loss today in Castleton. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night.